Now, I get calls every day from people just like you wanting to move to Dallas, but when they ask where they should live, I always tell them it's really based on their situation. But of course, we get the highest amount of demand or questions about the North Dallas area. And that's even proven to be the most popular area with over 2 million residents compared to the 8.3 million in Dallas-Fort Worth. And after living in the Dallas area for over 20 years and helping hundreds and hundreds of families make their move, I wanted to rank the North Dallas suburbs in a way of the amount of phone calls that we get, basically based on the demand. So this isn't going to be your typical top 10 list. It's going to be really an honest breakdown, ranking them from, let's say, least demand or least amount of phone calls we get, but still some affordable areas to the most amount of phone calls or the highest demand that we see in our business. And when you stay till the end, I'll even share with you my personal pick out of all of the ones that I covered today. All right, so we'll rank this as the C tier, but I'm just saying that that's as far as demand phone calls we get. But also when you look at the affordability, you have some really good pricing still in these areas. But of course, these communities have a lot of older housing stock. They typically feature fewer master plan communities with all the resort style amenities that you're going to find in some of the higher tiers. I want to start with Garland, which is one of the bigger, more established cities with housing choices at really good prices, in my opinion. Now, the median home price in Garland is around $313,000, so that's nearly $150,000 less than the Dallas average. And Firewheel Town Center serves as the kind of like the retail hub with over 115 stores and restaurants in an outdoor mall type setting. And what really kind of makes Garland stand out, of course, is Lake Ray Hubbard. I mean, he's got 22 miles of shoreline, offering fishing, boating, waterfront dining, and of course, we love the lake life here in Dallas. But the city has a pretty strong manufacturing base with companies like Raytheon and Atlas Coppell providing thousands of jobs there, and the schools are pretty good as well. They have an average of A- on niche.com, but Garland is a pretty mature city with infrastructure that's kind of really showing its age in some of the areas. Some parts are getting redeveloped, and especially downtown, or like the historic downtown. Much of the housing stock, though, was built in the 70s and 80s. So you have more established neighborhoods, but fewer with any type of amenities or pools and, new construction. All right, then we move over to Mesquite. Mesquite just sits east of Dallas with the median home price of around $293,000. So that makes it one of the most affordable, larger cities in the Dallas area. But the claim to fame is the Mesquite Championship Rodeo, of course, which has been running since 1958. It earned the nickname Rodeo Capital of Texas, and Town East Mall, which used to be the Happening Mall back in the day, has 125 stores there, but Mesquite kind of gives you that classic suburban feel with neighborhoods like Creek Crossing and Lawson, which feature traditional single-family homes. The city has invested over $125 million in infrastructure improvements since 2019. That is showing some commitment to growth there. And of course, the trade-off is kind of like Garland. It's an older suburb, so you won't find a lot of the new master plan communities with all the resort-style amenities that characterize some of the newer areas, especially up north. But the commute to major job centers in North Dallas could be up to 45 plus minutes each way during rush hour, but you are, of course, closer to downtown Dallas if you're commuting to downtown Dallas. But then again, you have Rowlett, and Rowlett has kind of transformed in the recent years with the median home price now around $375,000. But what kind of sets it apart, of course, is it's got 30 plus miles of shoreline on Lake Ray Hubbard. So that's more than any other city on the lake. So Rowlett, the downtown district, has seen over $175 million in investment, adding mixed-use developments with new restaurants and retail. You got homes ranging from the 1980s and 70s, traditional neighborhoods, some new waterfront communities, but then you also have the new George Bush Turnpike extension that cut commute time significantly to North Dallas, and that really helped out the area quite a bit. Then you have somewhere like Lewisville, and of course Lewisville is on Lewisville Lake with over 29,000 acres of water. So it's a dream for boaters and fishermen and water skiers and surfers and all that stuff. You got Old Town Lewisville, which has undergone a $45 million revitalization. So that transformed it into a really walkable district with local shops and restaurants. The city really hosts major events like Western Days and Lewisville Colorpalooza Festival, and that draws in quite a few thousand people each year. Then you have the Lewisville Independent School District. That has a B rating from the state, so it's got over 400 restaurants in Lewisville as well, and so it's going to become this little foodie destination, especially for some international cuisine. But the biggest challenge is that traffic along I-35, which could add 20 plus minutes to your commute times depending on which way you're going. Then you have the DCTA, and that provides public transit to Dallas, so that makes it one of the few North Dallas suburbs with rail access. Then you have good old Irving, which kind of rounds out our C tier here with the median home prices around $370,000. So it's got a pretty central location, but that puts you within 20 minutes of both downtown Dallas and the airport, which really makes it ideal for some frequent travelers. Las Colinas, which is the really nice section of Lewisville, that has a 12,000-acre master plan development with office towers, residential areas, and a canal system often called the Venice of Texas. You got the Toyota Music Factory over there, so that features indoor-outdoor amphitheater. It's got over 8,000 seats, 25 restaurants and bars in the area. That's also pretty popular for some conventions and conferences. Now, the downside, Irving is pretty much built out, so you won't see explosive growth happening in the outer suburbs. Housing is kind of trending towards apartments and townhomes in the Las Colinas area. You do have some single-family homes concentrated in Valley Ranch and North Irving. So again, kind of a good mix, especially if you're a frequent traveler, really close to the airport. All right, now if we move into our B tier, which this is where we get some calls, but not as much as the others. But we also want to look at these as more of like growing value suburbs, those types of areas. And I think you're going to still find some pretty good value in these areas as well, but it's really kind of hit that sweet spot between affordability and the amenities. So if you look at Princeton, for example, I mean, it's exploding with growth. It saw like over 444% population increase since 2010, and the median home prices still sit at around $325,000, mostly all new construction, and the growth is driving commercial development as well. So they got a new 297,000 square foot retail center under construction on 380, and Princeton ISD is rapidly expanding as well, building new schools to accommodate the influx of all the families. So the trade-off is that Princeton is still developing its infrastructure, and you got major roads that run through it like Highway 380, and that can become congested at the time. Shopping options are more limited than in the established suburbs, but you're looking at 45 to 60 minute commute to major Dallas employment centers if you're going downtown. Frisco and Plano probably going to be closer to 30 to 40 minutes. All right, then you have Allen, which is transformed really kind of like from a sleepy farm town to a premier suburb with median home prices around $488,000, and that's just north of Plano, but it offers a pretty established community with all the amenities you need. And then Allen ISD, one of the most highly rated, and the high school has a $60 million football stadium, which makes national headlines. Allen offers excellent amenities, easy access to Highway 75 in downtown Dallas, and a little bit of a higher price tag than most suburbs, but a lot of it's built out, so new construction options are limited mainly to infill developments and higher density housing. All right, then we have Little Elm. So Little Elm, again, offers lakefront living at a pretty reasonable price point. The median homes are around $390,000. It's got 66 miles of shoreline on Lewisville Lake and has more lakefront than any other Dallas suburb. Little Elm Beach is kind of like this 44-acre park with a sandy beach. It's got a swim area. It's got an amphitheater that hosts summer concerts. Then you have the Cove at the lakefront. So it's a $30 million indoor water park that offers year-round aquatic fun that you can have with the family. We've been over there for several birthday parties. But the city has grown from over 3,600 residents in 2000 to over 53,000 today, so it makes it one of the fastest growing cities in the U.S. Our Little Elm ISD is working to keep up with the growth, but some schools are kind of reaching capacity, and so really they need some new construction in that area. Now, the colony has transformed in recent years with development of Grandscape. So that was a 400-acre mixed-use development. Median home prices are around $485,000, so that makes it a little bit more accessible than Frisco, so to speak. But the colony offers 23 miles of shoreline on Lewisville Lake as well, with multiple parks and boat ramps. And the city has limited public transportation, but also faces a lot of traffic congestion on the main roads. You got school ratings through Lewisville ISD. Those are mixed, with some schools performing better than others. All right, then you have Carrollton, which sits really kind of at the heart of the Metroplex. Median home prices there are around $413,000. It's a strategic location, puts it within about 25 minutes of downtown Dallas and the airport. But historic downtown Carrollton has been revitalized with over $10 million in investments. So that creates a pretty walkable district there. It's really cool. I love going down there. And the housing is pretty much established in Carrollton as well. Neighborhoods from the 1970s to 90s, limited new construction. While convenient to many areas, the city lacks any master plan communities found in the newer suburbs, but you will find some pretty cool old homes or remodeled older homes. And by the way, if you're in downtown historic Carrollton, make sure you check out a show at the Pocket Sandwich Theater. You won't be disappointed. It'll be a lot of fun, especially for the family. All right, Addison. That packs a lot into a little 4.5 square miles with a focus on urban amenities. Housing trends towards condos and townhomes. The median home price is around $527,000. Over 180 restaurants within inside of Addison. So it's the highest restaurant per capita ratio in the country. It's really known for the Addison Circle development, which created a walkable urban center with, you got apartments, restaurants, shops, all under these huge canopies of trees. It's really cool. Then you have Addison Airport, which is the third busiest general aviation airport in the country, so it makes it really convenient for private flyers. But I mean, the trade-off is limited single-family housing options and schools administered by multiple districts rather than an Addison-specific system. So just depending on where you live, you want to check which school that's going to be zoned to. But Beltline Road can also get backed up, especially during lunch hour or in the evening whenever everyone's trying to hit the food scene. All right, Flower Mound, this really combines some upscale living with natural beauty, I would say. You know, median home prices around $614,000 to well over $1 million, depending on proximity to Grapevine Lake. But Flower Mound's growth has only been constrained by its commitment to preservation and larger lot sizes, leading to some higher price points. So the commute to Dallas could take, probably about 45 minutes if you're going to downtown Dallas, but if you're working in Frisco or Plano, cut that time in half. But of course, you have easy access to Grapevine Lake as well. So again, the lake life, very important here in Dallas, especially in summer. And then you have Richardson, and I know you're probably thinking, wait, Flower Mound and Richardson in your B tier, so to speak. Remember, I said this is kind of based on demand of the amount of phone calls we get or requests for these areas. We direct people here if it kind of fits with their lifestyle when we have those conversations with them. And by the way, my name is Levi, and if you're thinking about making a move to Dallas, we'd be more than happy to have a discussion with you. The conversation is always individualized. It's based on you and your family's needs, what exactly you're looking for, what your timelines are. I mean, there's a lot that goes into whenever we're looking for the right neighborhood specifically for you. So I just encourage you, reach out below in the description or on the screen. You're going to see our phone number. You'll speak directly with myself, my business partner Travis, or the team to get in touch and say, hey, what is it that you're looking for exactly? And by the way, we can find a deal in any market. And this year alone, we've averaged for our buyers $10,000 under list price and on average $20,000 in concessions from the seller to the buyer. And not a single buyer has had to pay our commission either. So you're in good hands. We can find a deal in any market, but it really depends on your specific situation. All of our information is below. But again, Richardson, it's a great spot. I've mentioned it in other videos being like my dark horse. But it's a really established suburb. It's reinvented itself, you could say. The median home price is around $484,000. It's got the telecom corridor along 75 that has over 600 technology companies, including major campuses for Texas Instruments and Raytheon. But Richardson is also home to University of Texas at Dallas. Hook'em Horns, right? Which has grown to over 20,000 students. It's got a culinary scene that's pretty exceptional. It's got a restaurant row as well on Beltline and in Chinatown. So now the housing stock is going to be interesting. A lot of older homes, mid-century modern, so to speak, ranch style, that whenever they've been converted or rehabbed are, some pretty amazing properties, especially with all of the trees, old growth trees, mature trees that are in the Richardson area. I mean, amazing neighborhoods, tons of hidden gems. Definitely a dark horse and a sleeper suburb. But of course, it's got a pretty central location as well that puts it within 20 minutes of both downtown Dallas and Plano, Frisco, depending on where you work, or maybe you work in both areas. So it's right in the middle. It's a great location. All right, and then we got Rockwall, which kind of rounds out our B tier with pretty unique lake-oriented lifestyle there. I mean, median home prices around $510,000. But you have the Harbor District, which is a 38-acre kind of entertainment district right on Lake Ray Hubbard, one of my favorite spots to go to. But you've got restaurants, you got shops, you got the marina, great lake views. Watch the sunset there at dinner. It's amazing. But Rockwall does have plenty of master plan communities. You've got Heath close by. You got Wood Creek. You got Breezy Hill with some resort style amenities. And the lake offers exceptional water sports and fishing, everything that you need. So it's really, really nice. It's one of my favorite areas in Dallas, especially to see the sunsets across the lake. Absolutely beautiful. Traffic is another thing. It can be an issue if you're commuting into downtown Dallas often or every day. You could probably get burnt out on the traffic. All right, now if we move on to the A tier, we got this is where we get a lot of phone calls, and we're moving into some premium territory as well. So these are some of the most requested areas in the North Dallas, mainly because of location, schools, and amenities that they have to offer. But Plano, I mean, it's transformed from, just a bedroom community to really an economic powerhouse. Median home prices there around $510,000. That can vary significantly based on the neighborhood. But then you have like the Legacy Business District, which has, Toyota, FedEx, JCPenney, Frito-Lay, and many others. You got Legacy West, which is a $3.2 billion mixed-use development. Has over 70 restaurants, shopping outlets, and entertainment venues. And then, of course, you got downtown Plano's Historic District, which has been revitalized. It's got the shops, restaurants, the urban living options, and the city has over 85 parks with over 4,500 acres, including Oak Point Park, which is over 800 acres itself. You also have the east side of Plano, so that's some of the more established neighborhoods with mature trees. It's got mid-century modern homes, some more moderate price points, while you move over to West Plano, and that features a lot of the newer luxury communities. But of course, it's known for excellent schools that drive pretty good demand. And of course, check all the school ratings online as well. Then of course, you got McKinney, and McKinney, that has the best historic downtown of all the North Dallas suburbs, and has also earned best places to live many times. The median home price is around $500,000, but if you look at historic downtown McKinney, it has over 120 unique shops and restaurants in all of the old preserved buildings dating back to the 1800s. So it's got over 3,000 acres of parkland, over 100 miles of trails, even a 380-acre park, Irving Park, that's got a really good mountain biking system through it as well. But you got a lot of historic home options in McKinney, a lot of those old craftsmen and Victorians and bungalows, which I love. You got luxury communities like Stonebridge Ranch, which is a 5,000-acre master plan development. It's got 72 holes of golf as well. You got Tucker Hill, and that's designed with like these traditional neighborhood principles, front porch living, they call it. All right, then you have Celina, which Celina represents North Dallas's explosive growth. I mean, that's going to grow so much. It's expanding it went from 6,000 residents in 2010 to over 61,000 in 2025, making it one of the fastest, if not the fastest growing city in America. So average price point around $558,000, and so many new developments. That whole place is going to be new construction, but they're projected for 380,000 people. So think about that, 60,000 to 380,000. Where do you think home prices are going to go in Celina? I mean, Celina's growth is pretty impressive, but can't really quite compete yet with what you'll see in our A+ tier when we discuss Frisco, where the $10 billion Fields development, which is over 2,500 acres, will include Universal Kids Resort, then that'll completely transform North Dallas. But Celina, I mean, master plan communities, you got like Liliana, which is over 400 acres. It's got all the resort-style amenities you need. Light Farms, over 1,300 acres, and a 5-acre organic farm there. And the trade-off is that the commercial amenities are still trying to catch up to that residential growth, but many residents still drive to Frisco or Prosper for shopping and entertainment, so that has yet to catch up. All right, then you got Melissa, which is located between McKinney and Anna, and that's grown strategically with the focus on quality development as well. So median home price is around $495,000. The city has carefully planned its growth with larger lot sizes, typically a quarter acre. And architectural standards that really kind of encourage unique home designs. But Melissa schools have received consistent recognition for academic excellence, but it's still developing its commercial base, and the new Melissa downtown development should bring a town square with some restaurants and shops, but that's still in progress. But the commute to the major employment centers in Plano or Dallas could take anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes, especially during peak times. Then you have Anna, and that kind of rounds out the A tier as well, as emerging community that's offering value with some pretty good potential, and median home prices around $348,000, and that makes it one of the more affordable options for new construction. But it's grown by over 1,100% since 2010. And it's planning for up to 100,000 residents. Master plan communities, you got Westridge, Hurricane Creek, you've got Pecan Farms offer new homes with some neighborhood amenities in there as well. But the city's invested in infrastructure with the new municipal complex. It's got expanded roadways and plans for over 200 acres of parks, but it's still in that development phase, so most of the commercial services require a drive to McKinney or Melissa, but the city's location along 75 and the lower price point make it pretty attractive for those willing to be early adopters in a growing community. All right, now we've reached the area where we get the most phone calls and the most questions about. We'll just call that our S tier, and that represents some of these pretty significant communities that are top rated in almost every area. And of course, we got to talk about Frisco, which has exploded from like a little railroad town back in the day to one of America's fastest growing cities. Median home price now, though, is around $694,000, but luxury properties regularly exceed $1 to $2 million. I mean, the city has earned the nickname Sports City USA. They've got the Star. And then the PGA of America headquarters is now in Frisco. The Dallas Stars practice facility, got FC Dallas Soccer and the Frisco Rough Riders baseball team. So, and then you got $10 billion going into the Fields development. So that's over 2,500 acres and is going to include Universal Kids Resort. And you got Legacy West, which is just minutes away. I mean, that's in Plano, but still, Frisco, they use it. And of course, that's until they build Fields West, which is going to completely overshadow Legacy West. But Frisco now has 14 high schools, so that should give you an idea. The school district consistently earns top ratings. It's been ranked in the 11th best in the whole state, making it a pretty big draw for families. And they maintain 49 parks. There's over 1,000 acres of green space, despite all of the urban aspects that go into it. And then you got Prosper. I mean, that represents the next wave of luxury development with median home prices around $842,000, and that's among the highest in North Dallas. But it's grown from 2,000 residents in 2000 to over 30,000 plus today. You got the Gates of Prosper, which is a 500-acre mixed-use development, and that brought premium retail, including a Walmart supercenter and some high-end restaurants. You got master plan communities like Windsong Ranch, Star Trail. Those have extraordinary amenities, including a 5-acre Crystal Lagoon with white sandy beaches. And of course, the schools have earned extremely high ratings amongst all of them, and they just opened up Walnut Grove High School last year and now Richland High School this year. And these places look more like college campuses. But the challenge, of course, is like the pace of growth. I mean, infrastructure is trying to keep up with that. They're redeveloping all of 380. Now they're adding the overpasses on 380, which that's going to improve life and prosper significantly. All right, Coppell. I mean, Coppell offers a pretty unique combination of established luxury and a really great location. I mean, median home prices are around $650,000. and it's pretty well built out. You're not going to find too much new construction there. Old Town Coppell has been transformed into this walkable district centered around the plaza with restaurants and shops. Really cool area. And it has over 500 acres of parks, including the green spaces and Coppell Nature Park and the Biodiversity Education Center. The $21 million Coppell Arts Center also opened in 2020, so that hosts like performances and exhibitions and cultural events. But Coppell ISD is one of the highest rated in the state and the country, and it's like sleeper. Like not a lot of people know that, but it's got a tremendous rating amongst all academics for Coppell High School. Then you have Southlake, right? And so that stands kind of like as the crown jewel of North Dallas. You got median home prices around 1.3 million. Luxury estates well over 2, 3 to 5 million. And then of course you've got like the Southlake Town Square. That's a 130-acre mixed-use development. So they created this whole downtown district area, over 120 shops and restaurants, and really just a cool spot. But then you got Carroll ISD, and that's got like legendary status, 99% graduation rate, exceptional performances in all areas like academics, arts, athletics. The Dragons football team has won 8 state championships, so that's become a pretty big staple for that community. And they have over 1,100 acres of parkland, and so quite a bit to do there as well. But yeah, if you're into high school sports or you got a football player in the family, Southlake is hard to beat. Now, if you want to look at my personal top pick after reviewing all of these awesome suburbs, and you might wonder which one I would consider or think is the best, well, I don't know. I mean, I will say I do live in Prosper, so that's the one I chose. I like it. It's a little bit smaller community, but you have access to everything up here in the North Dallas area. And we just have so many clients just like you that are, buying and moving to all the particular areas. But we're perfectly positioned to access Frisco, Plano, Celina, all of this development and growth that's happening around us, but Prosper is still kind of like this, small boutique community. But that was the right choice for me and the family. All right, it really depends on you and your situation. That's why I encourage you to reach out. Below, all of our information is in the description or on the screen. We got to talk with you through your particular situation and find out what's the right time and also what is going to be the best fit for you and your family. So we'd love to help you make that move, a smooth move to the Dallas area. But also make sure you check out this video if you want to see us do a whole driving tour around the Prosper area.